Hi everyone, this is Diane. I am ready to have a little play session with my glue book. This was made by, I forgot the creator's name, but her shop is the Hippie Gypsy. And she makes a lot of fun, big size, very eclectic glue book type of journals. Something came off the edge here. It was probably there when I got it, and I don't remember what it looked like, but there's glue residue, so I can add something there. It's on both. Well, maybe it's glitter. I don't know, but I think I'll glue something over that eventually. So I had started this quite a long time ago, and I didn't get very far, and it's time to play again. So this, there's a bulb pin here that opened. Let's take care of that. Okay, sorry. I had added this, sorry. I had added this image of the lady from a magazine, and I wanted to cover this up with something. I didn't know what. This is the bookmark charm that goes with this journal. So I'll just kind of look through. So I had mentioned that I used to have my glue book images sorted into baskets like this, and they were stacked, and I sold most of my images, which I regret kind of, because you can't find magazines anymore. It's very hard to find magazines. I saved a lot of flower images and some word images, and I did save images of ladies from magazines, so I'm glad I have those because I use them a lot. See, I had decided not to glue book for a while, so I sold what I had, and now I want to start doing it again. So anyway, I still had these baskets. I had, sold the stuff in it and just kind of condensed everything, but as I work, I may want to start sorting into those baskets, so I have those handy. But right now I'm just going to look for images that I can use right here. I've got this bouquet here that looks like a good shape for it, to get a start on it anyway. I just packed up the Barbie journals, and I am anxious to get started on the Heidi journals. Those are going to be the next ones. But I thought I would just take a little break and work on a glue book today. So I hope that you are going to do something calm and relaxing while I work, and maybe we can work together. Even if you're just sitting in your chair with a cozy blanket and a cup of tea and watching and listening, or you are gluing with me in your glue book or any other kind of craft, whatever it is you're doing, I welcome you and I'm glad you're here. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you are doing while I am crafting. See if we can find other things to fill in the space here. I may want to move this. I like the big pieces of jewelry that come in the fashion magazines. I think I would have to cut this some way. This is what it looks like. I don't know what it is. If it's a bracelet, I don't think it would be very comfortable. Trying to just see how these fit here, if I want to use them. They don't need to mean anything. I'm just putting on things I like the image of, and I like the aesthetic of how they look together. Got just some random design pieces. There's a Tiffany lamp and a goblet. I like the goblet. I like this. I don't know if I'll use that on this page, but it's cool, isn't it? I'm going to cut the goblet out. Well, I went to Barnes & Noble last week when I was shopping at Sam's Club, and I'm just going to cut that little piece off. It's not necessary for my project. And I looked at the magazines, and I was happy to see Vogue, because I can't find that here in the Valley. But it was a British Vogue, and there were other fashion magazines from other countries. Why don't they have American editions? Maybe they don't print them anymore. Because it costs way more to buy a magazine that comes from overseas. But we used to have Vogue and Elle, Marie Claire, Style, or In Style, Mademoiselle, Glamour. I can't find any of them. I think I Googled In Style because that was one of my favorites to buy. And it said that it's no longer in print, but you can subscribe to an online. Who wants an online magazine? Tell me, do you have online magazine subscriptions? I like to be able to leaf through the magazine and see the nice colors on the page. I just want to see what this looks like on her. If it was just a little narrower and would cover her eyes, that might be cool. But to have part of her eyes showing is just creepy. I could cover one eye. I guess I cut that goblet out, and I'm not going to use it on this, but I will use it on something else. I'm looking at quotes. Gentle. I like gentle. I think I like this. Just going to trim this a little bit. I could cut that circle off so it doesn't cover her eye, but I kind of like the effect. Okay, let's start there. I've been trying to get to this project. I wanted to do this video before lunch, but I kept getting interruptions. Nobody came to my door or anything, but it was stuff online and on the phone that I had to tend to, including with my Etsy shop. And by the way, speaking of Etsy shop, thank you for purchasing, those of you who did, those Barbie journals so quickly. I smeared some glue there. And the little Barbie supply kit that I had. Everything sold quickly yesterday, and I really appreciate it. And so I'm excited to get started on the Heidi journal. Who is excited for the Heidi journals? Besides me. I'll have 3 to make. I don't know why I put the lid on that. I need it. So I could have just added this bouquet and then moved on to another page. And then the next time I open it up, maybe add something else to the page. But I just felt like putting everything on it. I could still add more to it later if I want to. And we'll just have a little tiny bits of background peeking through there, but it's really just color, no images to speak of, so it won't be distracting. And I'll trim this off once that glue dries. Could make it look like the tulips are coming out of that goblet. Okay, now I had glued this down, and apparently I wanted to glue this somewhere here. I didn't do anything to that page yet. I think, yeah, I did glue that down. There's an eye back there. It's part of a face. I'm going to cut this out. I'll probably edit this out. Okay, I have that cut out. What else can I add to this page? Apparently there was another figure over here because there's a hand there, but I'll try to cover that up. That looks good. Looks like a big Ferris wheel against the sky. And like I said, I'm not trying to create a scene, really, or make a statement, tell a story. I'm just adding images that I like. Oops, I tore that piece. I like adding words, and that makes it like I'm kind of telling a story, or that I have a message behind the images, and that's okay. But I just like the look of adding words. I feel like it completes the page. But it's not necessary. Okay, I think that I like this page just like that. I'm going to get another scrap paper so I can put glue down without having glue on my stuff. I want to use this up. It's not even blue anymore. It's that Oohoo stick, and it's magic blue. But it's not blue anymore, which is okay. I wanted to try Oohoo because I hear so many people using it, see so many people using it. I don't know that it's any better. In fact, I didn't like it at first because it was a lot gooier, but now it's a bit older, and it's fine. But I like my, this is what I normally use. Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength. And I like that. It works fine. And it's way less expensive than this. I guess I'll put this down first. And I need to have it precise to go with her. Where's my pencil? I used to have a pencil right here, but it's not here anymore, so I'll use this. I'll put it right up there at the top and right here. Tell me if you use Oohoo and what you think of it. Well, that, I know it wasn't that crooked. Okay. All right, that should be good. I'm asking you lots of questions. We're going to interact, at least on the video. In the comments, we're going to interact. So it turns out my dad is still going to go to those cardiac therapy sessions. We thought that it had run its course with the insurance, but I guess not. So that's a 3 times a week thing. He does not like to go when it's really super cold, which it has been for weeks here. This week it's going to warm up. In fact, today I think it's supposed to be in the 30s. And it's still cold for him, but he'll do it, and if he has the strength. Some days he just doesn't. So anyway, I thought that I would be doing fewer hospital runs, but I think my brother's going to take him tomorrow, but I'll probably take him on Friday. And even if I'm doing fewer hospital runs, I'll still be there a lot because I'm not doing as many chores for my mother as I was because I'm busy at the hospital. I still do chores for her. I don't know if I told you, my sister and I met there. I think I told you. And we organized my mom's freezers. And that helped her. And I think that's all I had. Maybe I'll look for a little flower that I can cover that little hand with. Got my little basket of flowers here. Well, it says choose love, and I have these little hearts with wings. That might cover the hand, the big one. Yep, it covers it. And anytime, even if I think the page is done, if I'm flipping through and think I want to add something here, or this particular piece would look good here, like here, I think there's room to add something. I feel like it needs something black or dark down here, numbers or words or something. So eventually I'll probably find something to put there. And this, I don't know, it seems pretty done, but you know, there's places to add stuff to, so it might happen. This is the side I want to work on. I always liked adding fun and quirky images to my glue books, and I got rid of a lot of those when I sold my supplies. Let's try just cutting out that square. Okay. And then eventually I'll add something to that page. I haven't done anything here yet, but I will. And I need to add something here. Let me see if I have anything in this bundle. This is from a Victoria magazine from probably the 1990s. I used to subscribe to it, and they had these beautiful images. They don't do this anymore. It's just like food and decor and stuff like that, but not fashion. And they're just so softly lighted and old-fashioned looking. That's a wild mess of hair. I like the colors of her with this page. Let's try that. It's going to take me some time to cut it out. And I could save myself some time by not doing the whole thing, because it won't all fit anyway. I like it when I find models that aren't looking so sour. And she has a nice smile. Well, I guess I'm going to cut more off because I don't want to cover her up too much. Perfect. See if I can find a little yellow flower to kind of bring some of this yellow down here. I have mostly pinks and reds. It's hard to find yellow. I think most of these flowers came from books about roses. There's some yellow ones. Even yellow roses. Okay. I think I'll go with this one. And while I might want my blue book pages to look like someone else's, they're just not going to, because I always revert to my own way of doing things. Whatever that may be. I tell you, I don't want to do collages and tell a story and stuff, but this is kind of collage-y, what I'm doing right here. But it's the way my brain works. I think I needed that to go behind. Then I've got some words here and here that I could cover up with something. Can't cut the whole out of that because then the words would show. Maybe you're asking, what is the point of glue booking? For me, and I'm sure everybody has their own reasons, for me, it is a way to be creative without thinking too hard. And it's just fun. And it allows you to save images that you like, and you can look back at them years later and remember why you might have liked that image, or you surprise yourself with what you did years ago or whatever. It's just, it kind of is a palette cleanser between projects. It can be. Or if you feel stuck in your creativity, you can just get out a basket of images and a book. It could be a composition book or a magazine. You can just cover the pages of a magazine with images. And when you start doing this without really thinking about it, it kind of primes the pump. Get you doing something creative that really, there's no, what's the word? No risk. Because you're just playing and having fun. It's not for sale. It's not for anybody else to look at. And if you don't like it, it's okay. I've done pages that I ended up going back and covering them up because I really didn't like them. Here, I'm obviously just putting some patterns and colors down. And it will be pleasant to look at. But then when I come back, I could even take a pen and do some marking, draw some designs around that border there, if I wanted to. So I'm actually just laying down a background, and if I want to come back and add more images, I can do that. These pages are from, I believe they're from the Uppercase magazine, which is Canadian magazine. I've talked about it before. I've got those encyclopedias of inspiration from Uppercase publications, and they are expensive. I don't cut those up, but magazines I have cut up, but I haven't bought them in a long time because they are so expensive. But I had a subscription, plus I had bought some back issues at a discounted price. So I have a lot of images cut from that magazine. That little cutoff piece, I'll just add it right there. I had already added these two pieces down, and then I had already done this page. And I think that's as far as I got. So let's just do a flip through of what we have so far. She made this, the creator of this journal made this, and it was tucked into this pocket, so I just glued it on there. And she had included this, so I could write something on there if I wanted to about this journal, or whatever I wanted to write. And for this, I left the "For All Dreamers" words right there in the middle and just glued flowers all the way around it. She already added that trim. I could put a card in this, collage on a card, and put it in there if I wanted to. Or just write something on a paper and slip it in there. And that's it for today. Where are we? Maybe I can do a little more because I do have to edit some out. So I'm going to look for a big lady image to put here. It is definitely a blank slate there. don't know what I want to do with her yet, so maybe I'll just leave it like that. I do know I want to add some color to it. Got this little strip just laying on my table here. Cover up that rough edge where I tore it. And it adds a nice color there. It's a thicker paper, so I'm using my glue, my wet glue. And I know when I come back the next time, I will want to add something to this page and to this page and some others. Now we're done for today. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope that you were doing something relaxing and inspirational. I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.